Rookie mistake right there. The New York Jets 2025 green and white scrimmage is officially in the books. And both Chris Grasso and I, my co-host right here on Next Gen Jets, we're in Florham Park today,
Hell yeah.
covering the green and white scrimmage, in attendance for it with all the fans, cheering on our beloved New York Jets as they took the field. Chris, great to be with you on the show. A lot to break down, certainly, here from the green and white scrimmage today. A lot of sloppy play, and we're here to break it down for all you guys. So make sure you smash the like button, hit subscribe. Questions, comments, thoughts, those go in the chat. You can call into the show with the pinned comment at the top of the chat. Appreciate all your support as always. Super chats, memberships, they go a long way. They also get you raffle entries, so make sure to get those in. Appreciate all of your support as always right here on the show. Again, questions, comments, thoughts in the chat. Call into the show with the pinned comment. Super chats, memberships go a long way, and they get you raffle entries. Chris Grasso and Connor Long right here with you guys on a Saturday edition of Next Gen Jets. Chris, it was great to see you today, my friend, and practice was fun but sloppy.
Yeah, I mean, it was great to be out there with you, but it was obviously a shaky practice to say the least, so I'm excited to dive into it with you tonight.
Absolutely, and I think where I want to start is the penalty issue. We saw, double-digit offensive penalties today. We saw some defensive penalties as well, but primarily the penalties came on the offensive side of the ball today, Chris. It's good to see the referees back at practice, and fans are going to get concerned from these penalties right out of the gate, rightfully so, but you want to see the whistle being blown now. You want to see the refs keeping the whistle tight now, so this isn't an issue come September when the Jets are playing meaningful football.
Under 110%. That's the point I made to you when we were both sitting there, and the old guy next to us was getting fed up, absolutely losing his mind. And listen, I get it. I totally understand. This was one of the sloppiest practice there can be. Obviously, double-digit penalties is not even close to ideal. But as you said, it is great that the referees are in attendance. They're calling it tight, and that's ultimately what we need to. I think that it's good that the penalties are being called out, and then Glenn can coach him up and then tell him that this is unacceptable, because that's really the one word to describe how horrible today's practice was, discipline-wise. So that needs to get fixed, and this is having the refs there is a step in the right direction towards getting it fixed. So that's why there's light at the end of the tunnel in this. But today was not a fun practice to be at penalty-wise.
Defensively, Chris, anyone who caught your eye, pass rush, secondary, who flashed for you defensively today?
I mean, Quincy Williams, we saw him have that one play. Obviously, you want him to just go ahead and take Justin Fields' head right off. I mean, Aaron Glenn had to console him and calm him down after that play, but he was on fire today, man. The linebacker core is going to be exciting. You have Quincy, Sherwood. It's going to be awesome.
How many linebackers do you anticipate they'll carry this season, Chris? Because you obviously have Sherwood and Quincy, but then after that, you have fifth-round pick Francisco Mauigoa, and then
I think he'll be on there. So
a bunch of open roster spots, an empty depth chart there. Excuse me, behind Quincy and Sherwood, truly, and then Mauigoa fighting for that LB3 job. How many linebackers do the Jets carry this season?
I see them. So I see Quincy, Sherwood, and Mauigoa being locked, and then anyone can jump in for that 4 spot. But I anticipate them carrying 4 or 3. But I mean, if someone really catches their eye, they'll carry a 4th out of whoever's gonna on the depth chart, whoever can earn their spot. But probably 3, and then if someone catches their eye, 4.
You can't go into the season with 3 linebackers, in my opinion, because
Well, I mean, yeah.
Depends on the system you're running, because you obviously have 2 on-ball linebackers no matter what. Now we go like one injury, and you have Malachi Moore lining up as a linebacker for you.
Yeah, that's concerning. The defensive depth is a problem.
I jotted out, so I'm writing my first 53-man roster prediction right now for Jets X Factor, and I haven't gotten to the analysis on every position yet, but I've just built the actual roster. And at the linebacker position, I have them actually carrying 5 players. I have Quincy, Sherwood, Mauigoa, Jamin Davis, Marcelino, McCrary Ball, and then Jackson Sermon as a practice squad piece. Jamin Davis, a former first-round pick who hasn't gotten a fair opportunity. This coaching staff has spoken highly of him. And McCrary Ball, Chris, is someone who we saw flash and make an impact on special teams last year. I think you need to have multiple guys here at the linebacker position behind those 3.
Yeah, that makes sense, especially considering how how our defense lacks depth. I mean, I think 4 or 5 makes sense 100%. But something that catches my eye and that interests me is like I think a good question for a reporter to ask Glenn is, "What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?" So this is for you. You take notes, buddy. What can you do schematically to help hide or lessen the fact that your defensive line depth is so bad, like rotation wise, like
Oh,
interior tackles?
that would not go over well with whoever reporter asked that. He'd be
Yeah,
like,
so
who said our defensive line isn't deep? Who said that? That's not true.
Someone will get flamed, but I'm interested in that. I want to see what this defensive scheme looks like to help buffer the defensive line depth a little bit because we need it. I mean, we need to do something.
Absolutely. When you look at the secondary, those Chris, we've seen so many players flash recently. The secondary today, which cornerback, which safety caught your eye?
I saw Brandon Stevens have a nice deflection, and he's having himself a nice camp. I mean, I think he's gonna. I mean, he's obviously. I think he's a lock to make the team, but
Obviously.
yeah, that's obvious. But he
Yeah.
can have the impact he's gonna have can be debated upon. But he's having a nice camp, and it's starting to put together the vision that Glenn had in him. That kind of explains like the longer contract. You give him a while, really ease him into it, get him locked into what he's gonna do. And yeah, so he caught my eye today. Obviously, Sauce catching my eye after the practice, finally signing my jersey. That was a highlight. So listen, deny me third time's a charm, as you said. Deny me for the past race. Finally caught me today. That was awesome.
Quantes Stiggers, does he make the roster, Chris?
That's interesting. I mean, you brought up the question today with the people sitting behind us. Would you rather have Stiggers or Corley on the roster? I mean, that's certainly an interesting question. I think Stiggers will make the team. I think Stiggers and Corley can both make the team, honestly, depending on how this is going to shape out here. But Stiggers, I like what I'm seeing out of him, and Corley has to step up his game. But I mean, I think Stiggers is more likely at this point. But I want to see both of them make it.
So, spoiler alert, exclusive update here on
Oh,
my first 53-man roster prediction. So keep in mind, 53-man roster prediction is kind of what I expect to happen, not truly what I want to happen. So I have him carrying 6 wide receivers, 2 on the practice squad. Quentin Skinner, I was looking at his name because he's in the practice squad. Malachi Corley, in my prediction, doesn't make the roster at all this year. Just like so unfortunate. You traded up for him in this past year's draft. I mean, it's a joke. It's the most Jet-like thing humanly possible, Chris, that you trade up to the top of the 3rd round and draft someone and they literally have a strong chance of not making your team the next season. I don't have Corley there. I do have Stiggers making the team. I think this injury that occurred with Chris Boyd today, which could be certainly very serious. He was carted off.
It looked bad.
Yeah, with a shoulder injury. Today, I think they carry 6 cornerbacks. I think you have Sauce, Stevens, A.Z. Thomas, Michael Carter II, Isaiah Oliver, and then Stigger slotting in as that final guy. He obviously gives you the special teams versatility that you want in someone like that. Then you see a guy like JBC, someone like Ryan Cooper, guys who could potentially slide in as practice squad depth for you as well. I think Stiggers makes this team, Chris, but I think it's going to be a close cut. When you look at the secondary, it's so competitive. Every single spot is so valuable.
I agree 100%. And looking at the secondary, something that's caught my eye, excuse me, all camp has been what's his name, Andre Siska. I mean, I think he's having a great camp, and I spoke pretty highly of him as soon as we signed him, and I was talking up the safety room saying it might not be as bad as it seems. Getting Tony Adams more reps and having him work his way up, and having Malachi Moore as a rookie, and then Andre Sisko really, I think he could be kind of an impact player coming into this season.
I view Cisco more as a free safety, like he's the ball hawker playing up high. I'm still concerned who's going to be the starting strong safety. I think Tony Adams is too inconsistent. The question becomes, is Malachi Moore physical to play enough down low in the box? What do you think there, Chris?
So is Malachi Moore physical enough to play down the box? I mean, I think he can do it. I think it's possible. Yes, he's going to have to adapt his play style a little bit. But I think ultimately, as he gets more and more experience, obviously only his rookie year, he'll be able to play his position more and more comfortably.
Moving over to the offensive side of the ball today, Chris. Big day for Stone Smart. Hauled in multiple touchdowns. Strong hands on both of those grabs that he made. Overall, a nice practice for him, and a practice where we didn't see many offensive players stick out compared to the last practice we were at together. How does Stone Smart fit into this team's plans?
He fits in as a pass catcher behind Mason Taylor, obviously. So when they're gonna run two tight end schemes, obviously you can get him chip the tackle, and go off on a route like that. That's exactly what the kind of offense is gonna be. The passing game is gonna look like. Obviously, today the passing game was not sharp, and it kind of highlighted what this offense is gonna be. We saw Justin Fields break off multiple long runs. We saw Isaiah Davis hitting a hole well. We saw Brees Hall hit the hole well. I know there's been concerns with Brees Hall's vision, and I was never necessarily on this train 100%. But Brees Hall has looked good. Brees Hall has looked good this camp, and I think he's really the scheme is going to be good for him. We need having better gap schemes, having better coaching staff, getting him in the right position to make plays, running him to the outside, getting him in the open field where he really does damage. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for out of this offense generally. I mean, the offense wasn't exciting. The team doesn't look it looks sloppy, but listen, this is the growing pains we're gonna have to go through, especially having Fields at quarterback. So it's gonna be interesting to say the least.
3 running backs on the roster this year, Chris.
There is running backs that were doing good. There was like Edwards, who was playing good at this the green and white scrimmage today. Like I saw him catch a couple. So I mean, it's so hard, man. Like there are running backs that are like playing good. So the question is if they're gonna actually elevate one of them. I think the special teams guy, Nwangu, could make it. Or I might have botched his name, but he could
You
make
said it
it.
right, Nwangu, yeah.
Yeah, but he could make it. But I think there should be 3 because 3 is kind of already overkill, and those 3 guys are all gonna get their
Well, I
fair
don't think it's
share of.
overkill. I mean, you can't go into the year with 2 running backs on a roster.
Well, I
But
mean, the 3 we have are like quality. They're all gonna get touches.
exactly. I don't think there's any point in rostering a 4th running back who's most likely not going to be active for you on game days. And
Yeah.
if he is active, he plays 3 snaps on offense, and then he plays 15 on special teams, and kind of call it a day for you there. I think you roll into the year with 3 running backs on this team. Maybe you stash a guy like Donovan Edwards or Kene Nwangu on the practice squad, but I don't see a need here.
I agree.
Smash the like button, hit subscribe. I'm Connor Long. He's Chris Grasso right here with you guys on a Saturday edition of Next Gen Jets. Questions, comments, thoughts, throw all of those in the chat. Make sure you call into the show with the pinned comment at the top of the chat. Appreciate all of your support as always. Again, questions, comments, thoughts in the chat. Call into the show with the pinned comment. Super chats, memberships go a long way. They come up immediately. They also get your raffle entries. Appreciate all of your support as always right here on this Saturday evening. August 2nd, 2025. Smash the like, hit subscribe. Throw all your questions, comments, thoughts in the chat. Appreciate you all tuning in right here on the show. Jets Worldwide comes in and says, it's those guys from training camp.
Oh, that's awesome.
Good to see you today, Snowball. Good to see you and Johnny Boy and the whole Jets Worldwide crew out in Florham Park representing today. Good to see you as always, Snowball. Joe Beans tuning in on X says this team is cooked before it even gets on the grill. If all goes well, they can finish 3 or 4, 3-14, or 4-13 would be perfect with this class coming out.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. The practice that they put forth today looks like a 6 or 7 win team. It did not look good, but the thing is with me, I was about to say the things with me. I'd rather see these issues pop up now and be resolved rather than in games and have them weigh the team down. So it's better that this is happening now and get fixed now, as opposed to not having referees in camp and letting you really get exposed in the regular season when that's the worst time. So that was what happened in the past regime. This regime, we're gonna get it fixed before we get on the grill and we get perfectly cooked burgers in a 10-win season.
Is this the guy who was sitting behind us today, Chris?
Maybe. I have no idea.
In front of us, I meant. In front of us, what is what I meant. Not
oh yeah, like the old dude who was young. That was awesome. That made the experience.
Bring them back to the locker room and come back out.
Yes. Oh God.
Old Jet fan is who was.
Dude, the highlight of camp for me, I know I told you this off air, but is the guy who did the reporter roll calls and shouted Robbie Sabo's name. That was so Sabo.
That wasn't as Maniac. I think that was Nate.
Was it actually?
It was Nate, yes.
That's a booming voice, bro. That's like you have a booming voice. Like that was crazy. Like that, you can hear that from a mile away.
Yeah, that was That was nice. Jets Worldwide, Mathis and Weaver were disruptive today. What roles are they going to play on this team? Fedarian Mathis was a second-round pick from a few years ago who's dealt with injury. Is there room for him on the interior? I don't see that. Weaver, a free agent addition. Chris, you got to squeeze the most you can out of these back-of-the-rotation edge rushers to kind of open the season, as Jermaine Johnson is going to come back, but he's going to slowly but steadily nurse his way back from this injury.
100%. You want to ease JJ back in. So yes, I agree 100%. You have to get as much as you can out of these guys and see what they have now, and you find the best way to utilize them and make them have disruptive plays in the game.
Which edge rusher are you looking to step up behind Will McDonald?
Which edge rusher am I looking to step up behind Will McDonald? Didn't we draft the edge rusher out of
Tyler Barron? Sorry, I'm plugging in my phone right now.
No, you're good. Yeah, Tyler Barron is an interesting option.
Yes, Tyler Barron, Clemens, if you really want to go there.
The coaching staff loves him, so I mean, I'm not necessarily 100% in on that, but whatever. I trusted what they saw in Stevens, and he's having a good camp. So I mean, maybe Clemens. I'm not in on that, but we'll see.
I'm not in on Clemens too, but you hope if he's going to make the roster, he's going to step up. I like Eric Watts, a UDFA from last year, as well. It's gonna be tough though to see how this pass rush unfolds, especially with a weak interior. You hope that they're able to create opportunities on the outside, and you're able to get an efficient run stuff run there.
100%. That's what we need. Defensive line depth, and then the other concern is wide receiver depth. But that's not going to be as much as a problem because the offense isn't going to need that as much. But the D line is a little bit concerning But McDonald's having a fantastic camp. Jermaine has obviously got to ease him back in, and Quinnen is Quinnen. But outside of that, you got to find some guys.
Questions, comments, thoughts, keep them coming. Smash the like button. Hit subscribe right here on the show. Helps the channel grow significantly. As we continue to grow this community, we just hit 1,900 subscribers here on the show, folks. We're on the road to 2,000, so make sure you hit subscribe. Completely free, and it helps us grow significantly here on the show. Questions, comments, thoughts, keep them coming. Super chats come up immediately. Great way to support the show. Appreciate the hell out of you guys. Appreciate all of your support right here on this beautiful Saturday evening. John said Glenn would absolutely grill whoever asked that question that Chris proposed.
Yep, I'm setting you up for failure.
I'm not testing Aaron Glenn with that anytime soon.
Yeah, no. AG is not that kind of guy, not that coach that you want to do it with, and that's one of the things that I love.
Could Kaz be the plant to?
Yes, Telek pushing the Kaz and lob him like a grenade.
Antoine's coming on with me on Tuesday, so maybe we can propose that to Antoine.
Yeah, Antoine's a guy who asks that question. Exactly, Antoine's great.
To see Antoine today.
Love how you called me the Rogers lover. This is the Rogers lover, bro. I have
a laugh out of Antoine. If you get a laugh out of Antoine Staley, you know you're doing something right. So
let's see that laugh, one of a kind, really one of a kind.
One of a kind, absolutely. And he will hopefully he's joining me on Tuesday, and hopefully we can get him back here shortly. Last time we had him on, you guys were jawing at each other.
Yeah, well, that's not my fault. I was talking about Kenny Pickett at quarterback, and I was not trying to.
No. Last time when he came on with us, like right before the draft, like 3 months.
Yeah, I was looking for some debate, and he was trying to get off and watch some WrestleMania. So I respect the grind, but just said. I love Antoine. All the reporters are great except Koss and Samini.
No, Samini and Koss and Antoine are in my top 3, absolutely.
That's just Robbie Sabo disrespect.
Well, so here's the thing: like, are you talking about like someone who covers the team or like an actual beat reporter?
I mean, most of the beat sucks besides Antoine. Let's not lie about that. I mean, you obviously can't say that because like these guys are good to you. You're tight with them. You're on the beat, whatever. But like outside perspective, these guys suck, bro. the guy behind us was telling you like the way they cover this.
Kaz?
That fat slob.
Oh God, those Twitter posts are obviously iconic right here. Give me 1 second, Chris. Answer this comment from Alan.
This defense is a bottom 10 unit in the sport. Can't be confident in the wide receiver, Core Reynolds and Johnson being wide receiver 2 and 3. They're a bottom of the roster guys. Yeah, I mean the defense where it's strong, it's super strong, but where it lacks depth, it's empty, and that you can't have that as an NFL team. So you really need to we needed depth, and we kind of failed to address that 100%. So the defense is a bit concerning, but I think the pure talent that we have and the coaching that we have on defense will elevate it. I don't think it's a bottom 7 unit, but
He
there
says
is
offense.
all the offense. I thought it's defense. Yeah, but
Too much weed today. Sorry, guys.
never do that. Kids watching, never do that. But the offense is concerned. The rush is gonna have to carry the offense, and depending on how good Tanner Engstrand is, I know Connor, you have a lot of confidence in Engstrand. But we have a good O line. We have a top. We should have a top 5 O line with a killer running back room. Saying that's a bottom 7 unit. I mean, I could see middle of the pack and bottom half, but bottom 7, that is a little bit of a stretch considering how good our O line is, in my opinion, and considering how our scheme is. I mean, we're not going to need wide receiver that much. Oh, God. What is
I
this?
wrote offense. Get him off the show, CL.
Okay. My bad, bud. My bad.
So you and Alan, this beef continues. I thought maybe as I had to handle something for 35 seconds, that you answering his question in a appropriate manner can potentially reconcile your beef.
This beef is one-sided. He comes at me for no reason. So, I mean, listen, it makes you feel better. It's
What
fine.
is outlandish, by the way? Clarify that, and I will more than happy to explain myself.
That is outlandish, Conrad. That's interesting.
I don't know what take was being referred to there, but I'm more than happy to defend it once I find out which take's being talked about. Tuning in, thank you all for tuning in right here on the show. Keep hitting the like, keep hitting subscribe on the road to 2,000. Keep all your questions, comments, and thoughts flowing in the chat. We're gonna continue to get to those. We kind of wind things down shortly. We're not going anywhere though, so we're gonna do a Q&A for the rest of the show here. So we'll stay on for however long you guys want. Just keep the questions flowing, and we will keep answering them. Appreciate you guys, both of us, at practice today. So any questions regarding practice, any questions regarding the Jets in general, football, throw them in the chat. We're going to continue to keep it going right here on the show. John says Stiggers makes the roster. I think so too,
Yeah.
but I don't think he's a lock like some people are saying, given that he was just a draft pick last year.
Yeah, I don't think it's a lot because obviously we saw Brees recognize this. We saw him say, I'm not their guy. I have to prove it to them. Like, this regime didn't draft me. Same thing with Stiggers being drafted last year. I mean, I think that ultimately he does make the roster, but it's not. I don't think it's a lock either. I agree.
Agree with what you said there. Absolutely. Ricky, New York. Appreciate you tuning in. Ricky says Connor. Keep crushing it. Ricky,
Florida State, baby. Florida State.
Ricky, thank you so much. Appreciate your support here. Appreciate you tuning in right here on the show. Jets Worldwide says agreed. Corley's a camp casualty, which is so disappointing. So disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, what I was gonna say is I'm disappointed by him not making the roster. But if he's gonna have work ethic concerns, attitude issues, it's better if a guy like that is off the team, honestly, and just try to find a receiver maybe in free agency next year, draft a stud like you did in Garrett Wilson. But that's the issue we're gonna have to address coming up, especially if we're gonna have to draft a quarterback next year, which is kind of what it's looking like. Seeing Justin Fields spiral at camp today, that was not good.
John, I thought JBC looked really good last preseason. I like JBC.
Yeah, but like, I don't know if there's like that room for him. Our secondary is so.
I think he's a practice squad guy. No one's gonna pick him up if you put him on the practice. No one's signing Jarek Bernard Converse to their 53-man roster. At that point, you just stash him on your practice squad.
Exactly.
Agree with what you're saying there. Jets Worldwide. Isaiah Davis runs angry. He looked great today, along with a handful of running backs.
I know our running back room is so good and our O line is so good, and if the scheme just needs to be better. It just needs to be better. Then, like, I know the passing offense is not going to be pretty. That's kind of where we're at right now. I mean, we're gonna have to use the run to set up the pass. That's what this Jet offense is gonna have to look like, and depending on how good our O-line is and everything else, Engstrand is really a big piece of that puzzle. But depending on how good that is, I mean, if Garrett Wilson can certainly get open on quick routes and take them 50 yards, I mean, he can do that. He's shifty. So, I mean, that's what the passing offense is going to have to look like. And to pass it to the tight ends, Mason Taylor is going to be dangerous, in my opinion. I think Mason Taylor's having himself a great camp. And so this offense has potential to be exciting, especially if the run game is get going. If that's going smooth, then we're going to be chill. We're going to be fine. Even the pass game, even if the pass game isn't outstanding.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying there. I mean, What I was thinking in my head is, you know how us Jet fans are always so bipolar week to week. You seem to be a little extra bipolar week to week throughout the season, depending on your emotions. I'm planning at the end of the year, depending on how well or poorly they play, of like making a montage of you on every post game show.
That'd be great because I feel like that'd be so entertaining because just the pure passion just leaks out, especially like right after games. Like if we do an immediate post game reaction, that's gonna be a fun
Wait,
mix of
what happened
emotions.
during the Steelers game? Like, what were you acting? Because I've never like actually genuinely seen you mad, and you said this.
Yeah, I mean, like the Jets are like the only thing that like really gets me like actually like genuinely mad and fired up, and my little brothers. But besides that, but but like at the Steelers game, I'm just like I can't even fathom like the pass that got picked off Garrett Wilson's. Like when it hit Garrett Wilson's chest and was a pick, that was a perfect ball by Rodgers. I literally went in the other room and just started praying. I was like, bro, this can't be real. This can't be real. We have to win this game, bro. The season's over if we lose this game. So it's like it's chaos. It's
Yeah.
chaos.
So Jack said that he cried multiple times during the season. Can you
I've not cried multiple times. After the Steelers game, an angry tear might have slipped out. As our guy Andrew Tate would say, tears ran down my face, but I did not cry.
So you cried.
That's it was like angry. I was like so pissed off. Like, how does this happen? After the Steelers game was the only game. After that, I was like, all right, it's over anyway, bro. It's like there's no point.
Ladies and gentlemen, David frickin' D, baby.
Let's go.
10 memberships. Hit it, Matt.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
David, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. And you're a Lions fan, so we'll have AG say a word to you as well, my friend.
Here's what I do know. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
David, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. It really goes a long way. Appreciate all the support here on the show. Thank David if you hear your name called, baby. Michael Palmero, JT, Joshua Langley, Dick Chimneys Burner, 25, Jameel Haywood, Rob from Glenhead is an asshole, Steve V, Rafael Ramos, Apresa, Gator McCluskey. You are all channel members.
Rob from Glenhead is not an asshole.
Thank you. There was a name that got gifted a membership.
Yeah, I know. Like
I can't control it. Appreciate you all tuning in, David. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. That's 10 raffle entries, guys. If you can, please get all your super chats and memberships in. They help us grow significantly here on the channel, and it's a great way to support the show. So keep the super chats and memberships coming. Appreciate all of your support as always. Right here on this beautiful Friday evening, Saturday, the beginning of August. So
summer has us all losing track of time.
Yeah, it's like I literally yesterday, Chris, I set up the show after I woke up. I thought yesterday was Saturday. Like I literally set up our show, and then I look in the corner and it's Friday.
Oh wow!
So I had a rough day keeping track of everything yesterday.
Yes, I mean the fact that the green and white scrimmage is on Saturday, it kind of helped a little bit. But besides that, it's like I would think it was today was like Sunday.
Folks, we got 72 of you in the building. Smash the like button, hit subscribe, keep all your questions, comments, thoughts coming. Appreciate all your support as always here on the show. Gil says, fellas, thanks for the cover. Did I hit that already? Or no?
No.
Oh, yeah, I feel like I did for some reason, so I didn't want to feel like I was losing it there. Gil, thank you so much for the kind words, my friend. Good to see you in the chat.
Yeah, 100% appreciate it, bro.
The Asmaniacs were in full effect. They got AG emotional with the Jet chant.
Yes, I was more emotional with the Robbie Sabo chant, but the Jet chant was awesome too.
The glaze. Let's see, where were you? MC Mays talks about Tyler Barron. We spoke about Barron. Appreciate you, MC. Second year jumps from Watts or McGregor. Do you see Watts or McGregor making the roster? They defied all odds last year as UDFAs and came in and made the team. You see him doing it a second year in a row.
It depends what Glenn sees in the man. Like the defensive line is so weak that I can definitely see someone having a strong preseason game and pressing, getting a sack or two, and then making the roster. I can see that happening with Watts. I mean, yeah, it depends. However they play in preseason, however their camp goes, and whatever AG evaluates, and then from this point on.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
That's gonna be after every single game.
Is that gonna be your reaction after every single game?
Every single loss and be like, all right, it's over.
So every game. I'm joking. 9 games, you'll say that.
If it's 9 games, I can live with the 8 and 9 season. I can live with that. I'm not.
I could be
I'm not.
happy.
I'm not settling. Like I'm not. That's not the mindset I'm trying to have. I think that this team is capable of winning 9 or 10 games if everything goes right. But it's gonna be interesting. Like if they get as sloppy as it was today in practice, and if like I know it takes a while to instill a culture, but at the same time losing 4 or like winning 5 or 4 games is inexcusable. So that 6 or 7 range is where it. We're not doing this as Gary would say, we're not doing this. That 7 or 6 win range is kind of where I've dimmered down my expectation a little bit. Like so if it's 7 or 6 wins, that's still okay because it takes a bit to actually instill the culture, and you need a quarterback who's legit. Obviously, we're gonna find out how legit Fields is getting into the season, but they are capable. Don't get me wrong, of winning 9 or 10 games. So that's the expectation should be 9 and 8. But however, if it's 7 or 6, there's reason to justify that. But if it's 5 or 4 wins, that's a no go. That's like that ain't it.
You got to be fucking kidding me.
For fire AG if they win under 5 games.
If they win 3 games, I'm pulling the plug.
We had this debate already. I'm not getting into this. David says, Chris, good take. Good take, unlike what Alan would say. So you're getting some praise from David.
Alan says doesn't bother me, bro.
Good take about better for issues to appear now than regular season. Overreaction is the norm with all NFL fans.
Yes.
This time of year.
Appreciate it, David D. I mean, listen, I love the referees being in practice. I think it's gonna help a lot.
Zebras.
The Zebras, oh god, that there was like a horrible no call on a pass interference. I think it was Arian Smith getting pulled, and that was bad.
It was AC Thomas pulling Smith, and yeah, I remember that. Brooklyn boys, Chris and Connor were the O line. Were the O line guys looking good today? Put in so much time and effort. Need them to play well as a group. They were fine. Pass rush looked solid overall. I mean, they weren't glaringly bad. It's tough to evaluate trenches still. And
so I actually have O-line was not good today, in my opinion. But Connor, I have a question for you. Is it realistic to expect what a word? Is it realistic to expect Max Mitchell to like actually be cut? Because like I want to hold out hope for that. Because I saw him, I kid you not, on a rep go like this on a guy, like around, like the shoulder pads. Like
the starters look good today.
Starters look solid, but yeah, everything else was sloppy.
He's entering the final year of his rookie contract, so if it's not this year, if it's not this year,
just let him go.
Next year, him, Rucker, Clemens, they'll all be gone because they won't be on new deals.
Yeah, Rucker should be gone before that. I mean, he had one nice block on a Fields rush, but I feel like anybody could do that. Just box him out.
Yeah, it wasn't even a good block from like a technical standpoint as well. So
yeah,
not looking pretty for Jeremy Ruckert here. John says Nick Faria is goated. My colleague, that being Nick Faria.
Nick Faria, Eagles fan who likes to write about everything that happens. I mean, I respect the grind, but like, still, don't mention the Eagles in every Jets article you write.
Joins us every Monday here on the show, so much respect for Nick. Always
love Nick Faria.
OG Jets fan says, Connor, Chris, great job today. Can't cut Yak King after 1 year. Appreciate the comment, Tommy. Completely agree, man. You got to give him 1 more year, in my opinion.
I'm holding out hope that Malachi Corley makes the roster, but he has to get his attitude right. He has to get his work ethic right, and he needs to just be better.
Undoubtedly so. We cover. I'm just scrolling down the chat right now.
We already got this, bro.
We got this. Reading is fundamental. Oh my. Okay, we're not. Did you see that comment, Chris?
I did it. Probably people aren't allowed to misspeak anymore, but
yes, Alan, okay. We're not going there. We're not going there today. Appreciate you tuning in.
Asshole Avatar.
Okay. Shots fired right here on the next Jets show. Connor and Chris says, David, which Jets players do you believe helped the stock the most throughout this point in training camp? Which players have been the greatest disappointment through today? Biggest improvement, I think, is either a combination of Jamal Pritchett and Andre Sisco. And then the disappointment is probably a combination between Malachi Corley and like no one's like been Gibson maybe, but it's like I don't
Yeah,
expect much.
I agree. So those two are receivers, and I was gonna throw in like if people weren't already sold on Mason Taylor, I think he rose his stock too. And I
Yep.
agree with you. I agree with you on the Cisco take. Cisco and Taylor have had really good camps.
Allen, please come down to this offensive line. Watch intra squad when Carter, Burns, Tibbs, and Lawrence are across the field.
That's gonna be a real test. That is gonna be a good test for them. I'm excited to see
Also,
how
like
that
Membo
match
has
up.
to go against TJ Watt week 1. He has to face Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons won't
Yeah.
get traded, but he'll be facing Micah Parsons in week 5. Like
That's not a given. I don't know. I have more confidence in the scary Taylor. What am I saying, bro?
Gary Taylor.
I have more confidence in the scary Terry deal getting done than the Micah Parsons deal.
Yeah, you don't have to pay him as much, and it's like you don't have to give up as hefty as a trade package. Completely agree. John, which team would you rather sweep this season, Pats or Dolphins, and would you rather sweep one of those teams or split with Buffalo?
Which I have to analyze this question. Which team would you rather sweep this year, Pats or Dolphins? Pats, first of all, and would you rather sweep one of those teams or split with Buffalo? I don't think
I'd rather split with Buffalo because then you could just split all around and get out of the division at 500.
Yes, I agree with that. I mean, I don't think you have to sacrifice one of those, but for the sake of this question, I'd say split with Buffalo. But I think splitting with Buffalo is realistic, especially since on that Week 18 game, there's no guarantee that game is going to have actual implications for them. So they might be resting their starters at that point.
Wildplayer taking some shots as Chris and his terrible takes.
Oh,
Chris, any response here to Wildplayer?
love the hate. What terrible take did I make? I'd like
You
to.
got to embrace
know.
the hate, Chris.
Exactly. We love the hate here. But I like to know what terrible take I made.
We love it. We love all the hate.
Love
Crispy, thoughts about our M1 wide receiver, Brandon Smith? Very unheralded. High upside, who shows natural ball skill traits at his size, ability to go up, get the ball. He could be a red zone factor, aggressive, etc. I like Brandon Smith. He's like a David Clowney, in my opinion, like a guy who will never be a great NFL player, in my opinion, be great in the preseason. Won't stick out on an NFL team that much, though. IMO.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the way I view Brandon Smith. I don't think he should take up a roster spot. I think he should be like a practice squad guy for you this year.
Yes, we have receivers who have more potential. I mean, yeah, if Corley makes the team.
MC Max Mitchell is a guard. The other regime could not see that. He could not. The other regime couldn't see that he couldn't not move his feet outside.
Yeah, Max Mitchell's looks sloppy no matter where they put him. I think he's not a good football player. That's my opinion on him. I don't like what I'm seeing out of him.
Dino not looking good for Jeremy. He needs to catch the ball and stop the penalties, or he's getting cut. He needs to catch the ball and stop taking penalties, but he's not getting cut. Unfortunately,
that's so sad. I mean, Stone Smart had a good day today. Mason Taylor, I already spoke about him, but Jeremy Rucker's like the only bad spot in this like tight end room. I mean, Stone Smart is obviously not phenomenal, but he's solid.
Definitely. Appreciate the question, Dino. Appreciate you all 88 of you guys watching us right here live on YouTube, tuning in. Make sure you smash the like button and hit subscribe. We're going to wrap up here soon. We'll close with a call, and it's our good friend Tommy who's checking in with us right here on the show. Tommy, how you doing?
What's up?
Connor, Chris G, how are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'll be real quick. Connor, great job today.
Thank you.
An excellent job, Chris G. Love you. Love hearing your content, brother. I just want to put this one thing out there. Oh, and also, looks like you guys, everyone that went to Chef Kevin Gilbert's restaurant in Caldwell, Cloverleaf Tavern, you guys had a great time. So much love.
Unfortunately, didn't make it, but yes.
Yeah, that looked fun.
Great time.
Food looked amazing. I wish I could have made it myself. But real quick, just one quick point. I'll be under a minute. In my opinion, if you're going to cut Malachi Corley, okay, who's been only in the league for 1 year and barely got to play last year, if you look at the safety depth, where Quantez Stiggers will be probably like the fifth safety, how are you going to
so fourth or fifth corner? He's a corner, so he gives you special teams value there. But I agree with what you're saying. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, if you got the guy from Jacksonville who we just signed, right?
No, I'm saying like Stiggers primarily plays cornerback.
So now if you move Brandon Stevens, if AZ takes over Brandon Stevens' spot, your corner and safety depth, you'd still rather keep 5 cornerbacks than 5 good wide receivers, and you'd rather keep 4 tight ends. Like, how do you
I
cut a
think
guy?
they'll keep 3 tight ends, 6 wide receivers, and 5 corners.
Like, I don't see how Xavier Gibson
He won't make
or I don't see how he or Herb Charles or any of these
Well,
other
Irv
guys.
Charles is on PUP, so it's technically a free roster spot because they could just put him on IR and technically have him on the roster and no one can take him off because he's still injured, recovering from that injury. Right now, in the 53-man roster prediction that I have, the guys who I think would crack the team are what the wide receiver depth chart would look like. It would go Garrett Wilson, Josh Reynolds, Tyler Johnson, Alan Lazard, Arian Smith, and Jamal Pritchett.
I've been hearing a lot about Pritchett. I haven't really watched any of his film. Haven't been at practice. How tall is he?
He's very, very, very small. I think he's about 5'9". He's like 5'9", 185. He's a Gibson replacement, but way better offensively and way more efficient as a punt returner.
I think that's one of our major problems. We don't have that 6'3", 6'4" guy besides Lazard, and he has butterfingers. I mean, I know Nick and Jake told me he's a great blocker, but I mean, you don't get paid big money in the NFL to block.
As a receiver.
Yeah,
Exactly.
for sure.
And guys, have a great show. One love. JETS, Jets, baby. Happy Saturday.
Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Tommy joining us right here on the show. Tommy, thank you so much for the call. Great way to close us out tonight. Appreciate your support. Appreciate you calling in right here on the show. Shout out to all you great Jet fans watching in the chat. Make sure you smash the like button, hit subscribe. 95 of you watching us live right here on the show. Road to 2K, so keep hitting subscribe, keep hitting the like. Appreciate the hell out of you guys. Back tomorrow, all 4 of the Next Gen Jets on one panel at 7 p.m. EST. So stay tuned for that. Appreciate you all. Chris, good to see you today. Good to recap practice.
100%. Another great show. Fun being at practice. And I had a great time, even though it was kind of just internal suffering watching the Jets out there in the practice field today. But listen, this is what needs to happen for improvement to be shown. So we'll take it.
Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you all joining us right here on the show. He's Chris Grasso. I'm your host, Connor Long, signing off right here on Next Gen Jets. Have a great rest of your evening, everyone. And as always, JTS, baby. Jets.
Jets.
Peace out.